Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm in Joyce Kilmer Wilderness and I'm gonna use the Jenkins Meadow trail to crest the ridge back up towards the Hangover where I was last year on 2 previous trips. It's very buggy out here, the weather's fair, it's close to 70 degrees already at 10:30 in the morning, and I don't think I'm gonna have too much company for this trip. Might get a little surprised though, but I think there's a lot to offer here. I'm going to come back down Naked Ground tomorrow and go through the Memorial Forest. The Memorial Forest has one of the largest stands of old growth trees on the East Coast. Come upon some mountain laurels. Trail's starting to open up now as I've gained some elevation in 9/10 of a mile. And it's humid out here. And it still seems like I'm hemmed in by a lot of understory. It is thick, but I'm still lower elevation. I started at 2,000 feet. I'm going up to 5,000 feet in 3.8 miles, so it is a doozy, but it's not too bad so far. I'm sure it'll get steeper as I go further along. First campsite, just a little over a mile in. Not too bad. Might take a little water break here. And all this overgrowth and blowdowns. Reached a trail junction, and Jenkins Meadow Trail becomes Haoe, however you pronounce that, Lead Trail or Lead Trail, and I'm going straight. This would make another good campsite right off the trail. Got a little view over there. And it's noticeably cooler up here as I'm climbing above 4,000 feet. It's feeling like a welcome reprieve compared to the sticky, humid conditions down below where I started. I guess this is Jenkins Meadow, or a little past it. Right where that previous campsite was the meadow. But it's not as open as I thought it would be, but that's okay. Still beautiful. And I gotta say that this trail's not been hard to follow for a wilderness trail here in Joyce Kilmer. You can see that the trail intersections are signed. On the All Trails comments for this trail, said that people were saying it was overgrown with a lot of blowdowns, which it is. And some of those reports were from a year, 2 or 3 years ago, and the conditions haven't changed much. However, it's not that hard to follow. If you could read the terrain, you could see that where the trail kind of tapers out, you pick it back up again in just a couple feet. So you just gotta be patient with it. It's a wilderness trail. It's not as well maintained as trails in the Great Smoky Mountains or Pisgah National Forest or even at the Haoe National Forest. So you just got to get accustomed to it when you're navigating in the wilderness. It's beautiful here. Almost up to the ridge near the Hangover. And this has been a brutal uphill climb. Just over 4 miles, almost 3,000 feet elevation gain. It's been tough. Well, this is exactly where I camped last year. Twice last year, as a matter of fact. And I got lots of company this time. 3 older gentlemen hiked in with me at the intersection, and 2 other older gentlemen they were already here, so I got company. So anyway, I guess I'm gonna get set up because it is gonna rain here, is what they were saying, by about 3 o'clock. So I gotta get my tent set up. Well, I'm all set up here, and you can see it did rain 3 o'clock. It's still raining. Rain at the Hangover. Still a sight to behold. Just laying here in my tent. It did rain and just getting dried off a little bit because I got a little damp. 3 older guys that are camped nearby, they went up to the Hangover. So I'm just waiting here till I dry off a little bit more, and I'm gonna probably get something to eat and just relax. Since I didn't have that far to get to camp really compared to my usual hikes, it was only about 4.5 miles and 3,000 feet elevation gain. So that part was pretty tough. And definitely one of the harder trails I've done to come up here. And tomorrow, I'm thinking it should be about 7.5 miles if I take Naked Ground Trail back to my car, going down the Memorial Forest Road. And I'll see the old growth trees while I'm there. So, anyway. It's not bad. It's iPhone 13 Pro Max. They boast a pretty good camera for these phones.
Yeah, that one's got 14.
You got the 14?
Yeah, the 14 Pro.
How do you like it?
Chuck is weird?
Chuck is weird.
I like Chuck a lot.
I don't like Chuck a lot.
No?
No, he just the fire.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have fire. We got the fire god right there, Woody. Shout out to Woody because he can build the best fire I've ever seen. It's just too cloudy. 6:18 in the morning. Sunrise is 6:27 a.m. And see, I got minutes before I get peek of the sun. It's pretty cloudy. So I had a pretty good night last night. Didn't sleep 100% wonderful, but I got some Z's. See, it's a beautiful morning up here from the Hangover. One of my favorite places. disturbed the couple there. They were camped out over there in the tent. And there was two gentlemen that were camped there also. They were leaving, doing the Bent Mackay to Tapco Lodge. I did that section last year. It was pretty fun. So now we're going to lose a lot of elevation going down naked ground. There should be about 3,000 feet elevation loss. And from what I heard from others that were camped near the Hangover, they said that there's a lot of blowdowns here and pretty overgrown, just like Jenkins Meadow and Haoe Lead, if that's how you say it. There's an old growth tree. Look at the size of that thing. It's not real tall, but I mean, what it makes up for in height, or what it lacks in height, it makes up for in circumference. It is a fat one. Definitely seeing some old growth trees now. Like there's one. They're scattered throughout, but there's another one. There's one. You could tell by their larger diameter and their height, usually that they're old growth trees. I'm sure I'm going to see a lot more. I used to catch these guys back in Pennsylvania as a kid, all throughout the Appalachian Mountains. Beautiful colored salamanders. Oh wow, look at that hollowed out behemoth. You can tell that's an old one. Get a closer look. You could take shelter in there in a storm. That is a big tree. I don't know if I want to go all the way in because there could be bats in there. But that's pretty neat. There's a little Santita Creek. Small waterfall. Now here is a nice campsite that I was told about by two gentlemen that came up this trail the other day that were camped at the Hangover. A lot of water around here. Pretty good area. Not huge, not a lot of flat spots, but there are a few. You can get a couple people in here. And they already have firewood ready. I'm hoping to see more old growth trees as I go along here, as I get closer to the memorial forest. There's no camping allowed over there, so I'll see a lot of people visiting on a day trip. That's a big one. There's another one over there. They're just scattered throughout. Coming into a second campsite. I like these campsites. Firewood available here too. There's a waterfall hidden in the behind the rhododendrons. Here is a monster. Look how fat it is, how tall it is. Jeez. That's gotta be 80 feet tall or more. With a good campsite beside it. Yeah, it's a big tree. I'm seeing more and more impressive trees as I walk along here on the trail. I can't stop at every single one, but I'll show you guys the ones that are most significant. Wasn't as bad coming down though. So here's where I make my connection. This lower loop trail so far doesn't have too many big trees. I saw a spot on the map that said Poplar Cove, so we'll see if that's where the cluster of the big trees are. All right, here's the trail junction. Lower loop trail. So I'm going to continue that way. I don't think I'm going to go to the upper loop. I'll probably come back here another time and do that. But this was 4/10 of a mile on this section of the lower loop. According to my Gaia GPS map, it's 5/10 of a mile on this section to get back to the parking area. Big one. That's a beauty. I can't get a good view of the height of it. Oh yeah, she's tall. That is a big tree. All right. So, little Santitla Creek. Back at the parking lot. And I got a little road walk to get back to my car. All right, folks, hike is concluded. Another great trip. Even though it was only a grand total of 12 miles, Gaia GPS had it at 7.3 miles, and All Trails had it at 7.7 for day 2 here when I came off the ridge. nevertheless, I'm used to doing bigger trips, but this was an amazing trip and great company out there at the Hangover. It's very buggy here, so you'll have to excuse me. I had a great time, so I'd highly recommend if somebody wanted to do a loop here at Joyce Kilmer Wilderness to try this out. You won't be disappointed. Till next time.